Friends, remind myself to speak louder, a bit more clearly, um, as I'm often told that the volume is a little low on the morning live streams. And they are, because I haven't spoken much yet today. Um, as mentioned before, I'm up every morning 2:30. Technically, I'm up at 2:29. I don't know why my alarm is set at 2:29. I think I was setting it at 2:30 once, and it actually went to 2:29, and I've kept it there. It works for me. 2:29 gives me a minute head start on my day. Um, and then I say my morning prayer of thank you, as I've mentioned before. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to bring up my desktop. Well, my desktop is up. But what I'm going to do is bring up my channel on my desktop so I can see it. I was just visiting with Jace. William's here. William says, good morning, Yogi. Morning, William. How are you? We are on verse 69.
What does...
There we go. The Tao Te Ching, which means we have 12 days left. Well, technically, we have 11 days left. We're not going to count this day as we're working on it right now. Verse 69, and again, this is from the book Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. And it is offering, the subtitle is Living the Wisdom of the Tao. It is offering a path, customizing the Tao Te Ching for a way of life. It's not a literal translation, as Dr. Dyer pulls from different sources and then offers his suggestion on how he lived a life of the Tao, which he surrendered. And you can see that through the rest of his life when he committed to the path of the Tao. Or we should just say the way, when he committed to the way. The Tao literally means the way. William says he's great. Thank you. How are you doing today? I'm doing good. Our friend Jace is here. Jace says, morning, Eric. Morning, Jace. Thank you for mentioning me at the end of your live stream. Always a pleasure. Jace has become part of my morning, we can call it my morning ritual, my morning practice, my morning flow that, as mentioned, I'm up at 2:30, 2:29. And again, I don't know why I set my clock for 2:29 instead of 2:30. I think it was an accident, and I've been going ever since. Sabine says, hi and good morning, Yogi Eric. Good morning to you, Sabine. And I wake up and I say my little prayer of thank you, thank you, thank you. Just reminding myself. It's not even a reminder any longer. It's a spontaneous show of gratitude for the day that I've been blessed with. And then it's on to breath work, and it's on to meditation, and then my yoga and coffee and writing. And after my writing, Jace has become a seamless presence in my morning. And just having that note of positivity and inspiration, it fits in so well with everything else that I'm doing. Kayla, how are you? And Mira's here, and Timo's here, and Goldie's here. Thank you guys, much appreciated. So, verse 69, the Tao Te Ching. We're going to dive right in. This is a difficult one for a lot of people. They immediately want to debate it or argue aspects of it, which we're not going to do. I'm just going to offer it, and then we can talk about it, or we can talk about something else. Verse 69 says, God says it's me. Well, welcome. There's a saying among soldiers, they dare not make the first move, but would rather play the guest. I would not advance an inch, but would rather withdraw a foot. This is called going forward without advancing, pushing back without using weapons. There is no greater misfortune than feeling I have an enemy. For when I and enemy exist together, there is no room left for my treasure. Thus, when my opponent meets the one without an enemy, plus, thus, when two opponents meet, the one without an enemy will surely triumph. When armies are evenly matched, the one with compassion wins. So, one thing, treasure. What does Lao Tzu mean, treasure? By treasure, he means his peace of mind. That is our greatest treasure, because our peace of mind resides as the love of God. It resides as simply love. We don't even need to put in a preface for that. It resides as love. Our peace of mind resides as love. That's our greatest treasure. When we create an enemy, we lose our peace of mind. Jace gave a wonderful talk this morning, and it's amazing to me how Jivecat's here. Jivecat says, hey, brother. Jivecat, my friend, how are you? God says, read my book. Absolutely. Harry's here. Bro is yapping. Certainly am. And let's see. Oh, we were talking about Jace. How so often his message, what he talks about at the end of his workout, corresponds directly with the day's lesson of the Tao Te Ching, just naturally. Awesome to see. So, verse 69 of the Tao, and I love the middle part. There is no greater misfortune than the feeling I have an enemy. No greater misfortune than I have an enemy. For when I and enemy exist together, there is no room left for my treasure. There's no room left for my peace of mind. If I have an enemy, how can I have peace of mind? Because I'm always concerned, what is my enemy going to do? Does that mean that we don't defend ourselves? Absolutely not. But we don't have to make anyone our enemy. And thus we're able to diffuse so many situations before they start. As well, we are able to act from a point of compassion. No matter what spiritual tradition that we practice, if we do, no matter what psychological system we adopt to help us navigate through the world, all of it leads towards the same thing, sense of inner peace. And from that sense of inner peace, that's what we have to project outwards. We'll talk quite a bit when I talk about A Course in Miracles, about how our perceptions become what we project into the world. If you look around the world and say, this is a hate-filled world, this is a horrible world, this is a world of conflict, of course it is, because we are projecting our personal fear into the world. And yet, when we see that, we're now given a choice, and perhaps the only choice we actually have. And it's not a choice until we see it. What do we wish to? What do we wish to do? Do we wish to project, or do we wish to extend? That's the simplicity of the choice, project or extend. And there's a subtle difference. Jay says he has that energy buzz again. Let's see, Jivecat says, absolutely true, absolutely true. Hey, by the way, guys, Jivecat has medaled, what, 3 times in the Eskrima National Tournament. Go check out his channel, guys. Appreciate him being here. Jivecat is a old-time burpee friend from the original burpee days. You'll see all kinds of great stuff in his channel. So here's the subtle difference between projection, which is always based in fear, and extension, which is always based in love. How do I feel? Check in with your body. When I'm projecting, my breath is shallow, mouth breathing. My shoulders are high. I'm not breathing from the diaphragm. I'm breathing from the upper chest. My brow is furrowed. My jaw is tense. My back is stiff. When I'm extending in love, how do I feel? My breath is full. It's from the diaphragm. I'm nasal breathing. My shoulders are relaxed. My spine, flexible. My brow is serene. Body is always telling us where we are. What am I doing? Am I extending in love, or am I projecting in fear? Cuban Crisis is here. Cuban Crisis says, peace, everyone. Peace, my friend. William says, I saw this too, I believe. Jeff Cat says, you saw that? I did see that. Our friend Brian Lane is here. Man, so I see all kinds of great friends showing up. And what I see, everyone extending themselves in love. Every single one of them. Extending it in love here, in my direction. Very much appreciated, guys. As well as extending it in life. Because we don't separate it. A little tiny room on Facebook, one small channel, one seemingly insignificant instant for me is huge, because I carry that in my heart. And I go out in the world and I think, man, I've had people from all over the world show up just to spend a moment, with me. And now I can extend that towards others. I'll do it through the day. I'm going to visit everyone that I get a chance to here, but as well, when I step out, when I go outside for my morning walk, I'm going to have an inner smile. Taoism talks quite a bit about that inner smile, cultivating the inner smile, which is just a metaphor for peace, for love, for absolute love, unconditional love. Unconditional love, everyone thinks, well, that's impossible. We're always going to have a condition. It's impossible when we view love as affection. But when we see love for what it is, which is simply awareness, does awareness have any conditions? If I look around the room, can I say, well, I'm aware of this notebook, but I'm not aware of these glasses? I'm aware of it all. That's unconditional. Awareness is love. Love is awareness. Jeff Cat says, exactly right, Eric. You've created a wonderful community here. I'd like to think the community created me. Or we co-create each other. Let's see, who do we got here? Jay says the interconnection we all share is what bonds us. Absolutely. That's what I mean by co-creation. Jace gave a discourse on verse 69 of the Tao Te Ching without ever having read the Tao Te Ching. That's Taoism. The way is within all of us. The Tao is within all of us. It is who we are. You don't need to read the Tao in order to express the Tao, but you do need to change your perception of the world. And Jace talked about how he used to be a bit hot-headed. He had his own transformation. He had his own moment where the Tao expressed itself to him, and he never went back to who he was before. We all have that moment of Saul on the road to Damascus, where we can accept the light and be transformed. Mir says, have a beautiful day, all friends. You too, Mir. Let us know if you're going live or doing a premiere. William says, please consider subbing to Jason, Yogi, Eric. They all have easily the two largest blessings I'm grateful to have encountered in my life. Blessed I can see them daily. And thank you, William, my friend. Brian says, thanks, Mir. Have a blessed day. Thank you, Brian. Sabine says, we just got an important phone call. Please excuse us. Be right back. Absolutely. William says, I pray for a positive outcome, Sabine. Yep, so we all have our moment of transformation. Some, it's very, very subtle. Others, it's dramatic. Did Saul from Damascus need to be stricken with light? That he was blinded for an extended period of time? Probably, because think how drastic his life was. He was literally slaughtering Christians. Did Melipro, who was a Tibetan Buddhist saint, he was a thief and murderer, said to have murdered 10,000 people in his lifetime. He had a more subtle transformation. Who knows why? Both were transformed equally so. My transformation? I don't know. I think it's ongoing. I think I'm always offered that blinding moment of light from Saul Damascus as also the more subtle, peaceful transformation as offered to Malapro. Javcat says, dipping in and out due to my connection. But yeah, loving what you said about the expressing the Tao. So many martial artists get the Tao innately. They see that, like unbridled aggression in a martial art tournament, full out, 100%, no defense. Is seldom going to win. However, when you have that balance between a good defense that you're able to block all the incoming energy towards you, and at the same time, you have the offensive knowledge to know when and where to strike and not a moment sooner. Jay says, William, I see more than a good spirit. You have the pure heart too, and we never stop in our development. Absolutely. Kayla's offering some cool looking emojis. Cuban Crisis says the smallest thing can hugely impact someone. Absolutely. And we never know what it's going to be. So we stay open all the time. I have great discussions the last few live streams in the evening with a very scientific minded young man who loves to make declarations. This is the way the world is. And of course, that means he's closed off to the miracles, even the miracle that science present. As Goldie said, science doesn't exclude God, but scientists most certainly can. But it's the same with a lot of religious leaders, not spiritual leaders, but religious leaders can exclude science. Be open, because it's all one thing. Science is simply an explanation for God, and God is simply a concept and a term that we can't understand. God itself can't be told, but we experience all the time. When the heart opens, when we're expressing ourselves as love, we're experiencing God. When we are closed off in fear, it's not the absence of God. It's blocking the flow. It's blocking the experience of God. It's denying that we are able to experience God in that same moment. So that's the whole nature of the Tao. Be open. Be open, be open, be open. Don't close yourself off to any aspect of the Tao. This is why in Taoist philosophy, they say this world is the world of the 10,000 things, which is just a metaphor for the busyness of life, for everything that happens, for the traffic jams, for the long lines, for the financial situations. It's all aspects of the 10,000 things, and yet none of them are permanent. Everything returns to the Tao. Everything returns to peace. Everything returns to God. The more open we can be, where we smile and say, yes, this too. Whatever it is, yes, this too. Jace used the example of road rage, and it was a beautiful example. In a moment of road rage, someone presents that to you, can you smile and say, yes, this too? This too as an aspect of the Tao. This too is an opportunity. Can I practice love? Can I extend love? Or am I going to close myself off in fear, become defensive, or worse, become offensive? Course in Miracles says, my power lies in my defenselessness. Do I have to always defend my point of view, my beliefs? It's just thoughts. If we let them go, we're open for someone else's thoughts. Doesn't mean we have to agree with them. It means now we're open, accepting, and we can step away from any seeming conflict with our peace of mind intact, with our loving nature transforming the situation, even, as Cuban Christ has said, even in just the smallest thing. Who knows what kind of impact that's going to have? Jace mentioned that as well this morning. Even if you don't fully diffuse the situation, you're planting a seed within that person's heart. And they might be thinking, man, I threw my best at that person, and he never responded with anger. He simply smiled at me, got in his car, and drove away. William says, every second is a gift. Without that second, I could not choose to reject or embrace the moment. And in truth, the moment is there regardless of if we say I accept it, or we embrace it, or we deny it. The moment's there regardless of what we do. So accepting simply means acknowledging, again, yes, this too. That's the key to escaping psychological suffering. Grief's going to happen. We're going to grieve sometime in our life. Sorrow is going to happen. Everything. Forget the philosopher that says nothing human is foreign to me. Everything that's a possibility of life is going to happen to us. We're probably going to be sick. We're probably going to be injured. We are probably going to be angry. We're probably going to experience grief. However, when we say, yes, this too is one of the things of God, yes, this too is one of the 10,000 things the Tao offers, we're taking away the psychological suffering of rejecting what is already happening right now. Life becomes, by degree, easier. Brian says, have a blessed day, everyone. You too, Brian. Looking forward to seeing your reps today. Brian's another perfect example of the Tao Te Ching. He shows up, and like last week, my tooth hurts, but I'm going to do reps. Doesn't say my tooth hurts and I'm going to try to feel better by doing my reps. He just accepts the fact his tooth hurts, and he does his reps. See the same thing with Leo. Leo shows up and says, man, I'm sore, I don't want to do this, and then he does it. One thing doesn't deny the other. You can be angry and at the same time say, I accept my anger, and it's instantly transformed. We become alchemists, transforming the lead of whatever we're experiencing to the gold of unconditional love that simply says, yes, this too. That's the whole nature of Tantra. Tantra is simply taking the base level of every experience from the lower chakras, and we raise it through the energy system. We raise it through the heart chakra where it's transformed, and we bring it all the way up. The third eye chakra where we see the divine wisdom within everything, and then release it through the seventh chakra, back from which it arose from. So it is about time for me to take my walk, guys. Appreciate everyone showing up. And I hope everyone has the rest of the good day. Again, we're on day 69, reading the Tao Te Ching. We have 11 more days. There's 81 verses. I'm thinking of reading or explaining the 7 laws of spiritual success from Deepak Chopra, which is Vedic knowledge that he summarizes in 7 paths, 7 days, 7 days of the week. Or maybe something else. If anyone has any suggestions, let me know. Brian says, I'm already seeing leaves fall. I'm seeing that as well. I had a profound realization in springtime, thinking about chlorophyll, of all things, that seeing the green in trees, I'm not actually seeing green. I'm seeing the sun reflecting light from the chlorophyll within the leaf. The leaf itself is already the color of autumn, meaning autumn exists within the spring leaves. Every season is seamless. All right, guys, I'm going to head outside. Um, Again, appreciate everyone being here. I'm looking forward to seeing what everyone puts out there today. I know that Jace is going to have a great time walking and playing with Xena. I know we're going to have Optimob come up sometime today. Hopefully we're going to see more of Cuban Crisis today. Really appreciate our friend Jivecat coming in. Always appreciate the support and the love and the insights offered from William Hart and Brian Lane. Love when our friends just show up and visit. Kayla, Goldie, I know this is day number 12 or day number 3, and there's another 12-hour session, I believe. Another 12-hour workday, I believe. It might be a 10-hour. But we'll be with you. I'll be thinking of you, my friend. Steffi is here. Steffi, thank you. Steffi says, I appreciate you being here. Just wanted to say hi and wish you all a good day. Much appreciated, my friend. I don't know if I'm going to do this real quick. I want to bring Steffi up. I don't know if I'm subscribed to Steffi. But I will be. And I am now. Subscribed. I got all notifications on. Hey, our friend Jeswin Sue has some videos up. Brand new. So if you guys get a chance, go check them out. All right, guys. I'm going to see everyone later. Take care.